one applicant who told, I don't know what I told you guys. He said it was a demonic attack.
Yeah,
So
you told us that.
yeah. So what do you know? As of last week, he came with a new laptop, and guess what? The new laptop he came with again cannot run VM.
Hmm.
So I told him,
And that's
please.
because he's not checking his laptop specification before he
Yes,
buys. He's just buying
yes,
laptop.
yes. I told him when you get there, before you take the laptop out from there, call me. I'll tell you what to check.
Oh, yes, now.
Before you carry it
Cannot
out.
just go and buy laptop and believe it will run everything.
So you not blame it on demonic attack. Okay, so
Evil spirits or demonic spirits.
let's see how to delete. Let's see how to delete machine. So okay, so let's assume that you want to delete a machine here. Like this one, I was starting it. I created it last night for target one. Wanted it to carry lightweight Kali machine so that I can use it to target. So when you click here, double click on it, or right click on it, you could see remove here.
Okay.
So when you remove, ensure you don't remove everything. When you remove all files, it will delete both the Kali uh, software that you downloaded. And once that one is deleted, all these ones, that's where they are on.
Yeah, that's where
They will
yeah.
close. They will just delete. You have to go
You
and
just
re-download again. Just
remove
remove
only.
only. Yes, remove only. Also, when you remove only, the space it already took on your device, on your host, will still be occupied until you go and delete it. So let's look for test one so that you could see what I mean. When I go to local disk, I think I'll go to users, go to HP, then go to VirtualBox. Okay, not here. I saw it last night. Go down to VM, VirtualBox VMs, you will see. So each individual, what's it called, folder of the VMs
Okay.
that you open has, they keep their space. Like for example, see this one, Home Lab has 50 gig. This Home Lab, where is Home Lab? This one here, Home Lab has 50 gig. So all you have to just come here, then delete this folder only. You delete the folder. So that's it, man. So where did we stop last week, guys? And what are we going to do to this week? What are we supposed to do this week? Where did you stop on your setup and what have you done already?
Okay, so about the setup, I've done basically the things that need to be done, but I was waiting for today's class because I tried running some scan
Hmm. You got
of
errors?
yeah, I got some errors though.
Okay, it's nice. It's okay. That's nice. So, what about you?
Yesterday I tried running some, but due to I was watching some on YouTube, so I was trying to do some. I want to know about how will I even say it? All this mmap dash small letter S
Mm,
and capital letter S or
mhm,
something like that. I don't
mhm.
know those. I want to know what all those things means because
Okay.
when I was watching on YouTube, I don't really know what all those things mean.
Yes,
Like
float.
sometimes
You'll be
dash
floating if
S.
you don't know what they actually means. You'll be
Okay.
floating. So
Yeah.
now, I don't know what I told you guys last time. The best way to learn is to discover and to be inquisitive. Just like you, people read just because they just want to read. But when you read to know, when you're learning to know, you will ask the right questions. So just like me, when I was coming up, when I saw all those S's, and I wanted to know what they meant. That what does it
Sorry,
mean?
sir. I have this. Sorry, sir. I have this issue with excuse me,
Sorry.
with my virtual box, the whole thing is tiny, and I've gone to display to try to increase it. I can't figure out
Okay, so go to preference. See preference. Go to
on, is it on the
preference.
settings or which one?
No, just when you go up on top of your inside, when you're inside, I'm inside my Kali now. So on the
Oh
menu
no,
icons
I'm
on
on
top,
the virtual box. It's on the, I'm talking about the virtual box like this now. Everything on it is very very tiny.
wait, let me see.
Increase it now.
Do
I
you
dey try
mean
increase
do you
am, no
mean
go
here?
because
Do you mean here
the
inside
virtual
PC
machine.
or inside the Kali
Yeah,
machine itself?
no,
Here,
not inside the Kali machine. The virtual itself. Yeah, everything like all the display very. And I've gone to the
I've not
display setting.
I've not
That
met
settings
I've not met such case. Why did you go to preferences? Let's see what's in the preferences. How come yours is tiny? I've not met this one.
like really really tiny. I don't even
See
understand.
Very
scaling.
tiny.
See
I,
font scaling. See
and it
font
was
scaling. Look at it here. You can increase your
where.
font. Increase the font scale.
How did you get here, sir? Sorry, I was trying to fix something.
Okay, so when you go to machine, when you go to file, you see
Okay,
preference.
okay,
When you click
okay,
on
sir.
preference, you go down to display, you see font scaling. It will increase the font. A minute, let me get
Okay.
my light back.
Yeah, we need to know all those
Okay, now it's better because it was really tiny then. Oh.
all those symbols. I need to know them and what they mean. I say
Yes, so on that, I was telling you that when I started because if you don't anything you don't know,
the stuff like all these small letter S
yes,
and
when
capital
when
letter
you
S.
don't know it, you don't know it. It will just be
Then the other one I
flying
saw,
over your head. So
there's no other one
let's
again.
okay,
Okay,
let's go over a simple step. I'm going to show you how to fish the fish. I'm not going to tell you I'm not just going to give you fish. I will show you how to fish it.
okay.
Let the browser come up. Okay. Open. Let me double click it. Chat GPT. So let's look at the first command. Ah, did it log me up? I'm going to log in back. We'll try a first command, which is a minute. A minute. Let me pause. The recording is back on. So let me log in to account on ChatGPT. I believe it should have my history. Why is it taking me a long process? It should just automatically log in. Let's do it from here. Let's take, for example, the first command nmap small sn 192.168.8.1. Okay, so we want to know what these symbols actually mean, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
When you type it in like this, you could just say, please uh, break down this command, and tell me what each represents. So it's going to do a quick one and break it down. Here is a breakdown of the command nmap sn92. the recording. Yes, and its function, it is used for network discovery and security auditing. The XN purpose, it stands for ping scan or no port scan. Function, when used, Nmap.
So, okay, sorry, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
There is this thing because I once worked at a cyber cafe as this thing. There
Okay.
is this thing that once our network is down, once the network guy comes to fix it, we
Mm-hmm.
only send the command ping first. That's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're gonna do that ping now so that you will see what is happening, what it does
if
with
the
the
server
ping.
is not yet up, everything will be coming out in red, 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 red. But if it's up, it will come out in green or something like that.
Don't worry, we'll see.
That's
We'll
the
see
purpose
it.
of this essay.
No, we will see the pinging now. Just remind me. Once we go back to the calculation, we'll
Oh,
ping.
okay, okay,
We'll ping a website to see whether it is up or not. Or
okay.
you can even ping other devices that are on your network to know whether they are on or not. So just a minute. So the function, the SN stands for ping scan or no port scan, which when used, Nmap performs host discovery without scanning the port on the target. But if you want it to scan the ports on the target, you would now give it another command. Now, let's say when you copy this statement, let's say, oh yeah, perform the task with bin, perform with task scanning. What if I want to scan both the ports? To scan both the host for discovery and its ports, you can simply remove the SN. You can simply remove the SN option from your nmap command. So when you do an nmap on the IP address, it goes to the target host, number one, then it scans all the ports. Then if you want specific ports, of course you already know that dash B now means port. Dash B means port. This statement means nmap, I want to scan port 22 and port 80 and port 43 on this particular address. By the time you practice every day, every time, you will get to know about all these symbols. So it's good to feel confused about them when you're starting, but as you practice every day and as you learn every day, make ChatGPT your very good close tutor. Whatever you learn, you bounce it back on it and it will give you more. Also ask it, please show me more examples and explain them for me. Then you will find out more things that you did not even know. For example, I could say, show me more samples of nmap commands, commands, and what they mean, what they represent. Um, I didn't mean to put question mark there, but you should autocorrect it. So that's where it now gets serious with you. Okay, it now tells you as though it's teaching you basic port scanning. Command nmap this, description, what it does, scan specific port, it tell you what it does, scan all ports, it tell you how to scan all ports, does P, does this, aggressive scan slash A dash hyphen A, capital letter A, scan an entire network slash 24, which is what we do whenever we come online, right? We want to know all the devices that are connected on our system. We will do this and do slash 24. Direct
The
service
space,
version.
the space
You said what?
there must be a space, right?
On
Like
where?
the end mark, then there will
Yes.
be a space. Yeah.
Yes. There's a space. There's a space. There's always a space. It's like writing a sentence.
Okay, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Like writing a
Because
sentence.
basically, what I learned about writing commands mostly there is no use of space. It's all like maybe symbol like dash slash all those kind of things.
No, but this time around on this particular one, I think, and some recent ones coming, you observe their space because when you see how the commands run and how it's being puted, you always know.
Sir, sorry, sir. I want to ask. Sometimes based on YouTube, I was watching.
Okay.
Some people are using Nmap and one other listing like that together. I think Nmap and I think I've forgotten the name of the stuff.
Is it Wireshark?
Is it Wireshark? Like they run it together. Like they do Nmap and um yeah, I don't know if it's slash or something. They is a command to like Nmap
Okay,
to.
okay,
Why
okay,
you don't use Nmap? You use that one.
okay. Netcast. You can also do a net discover. You can also use net discover to run scans. You can also use Nmap. Also, you can also ping. For example, let's even find out if config. So when you're watching YouTube and you come across things that interest you, pen them down. Pen them down. Come down to your chat GPT. And what I'm trying to do is to equip you guys, since you guys training is almost over. I think this is the last class, but the learning does not have to stop. The
Mm.
learning does not have to stop. If you have any challenge, you bring it to the group. You ask me. I'll. If it's something I have to schedule a time with you or with you guys, I will do. If it is something I will answer right away, I will answer. Some other people in the group too have ideas, will say answer. So that's why we are a team. That's why we're a group. And I believe very soon, not long from now, jobs will start coming into the team and everybody will start, representing. So I have config. My address is this.104. Now watch these three steps of verifying or finding, scanning my network. First, I'm going to use my IP address of my colleague to scan the network. I will say nmap sn 192.168.8.104, then /24. I'm using my this particular network that I am, this address that I am in. So I will scan and it's going to give me a result. It showed me 5 hosts. Most times, using your individual address might not show you all the hosts. So you have to go another step down. I can also achieve this result, even get better result by using, if you know the what's it called, address of your Wi-Fi or that your router, you can also use it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to replace .104 with .0. No, let's first do it with the router address. My router is .1, .8.1. So let's do .1, and when we run it, it gives me 4 hosts. Are you guys seeing?
Yes, sir.
It's giving me 4 hosts. Now, if I want to be extremely correct to know the entire number of devices on my network, I will use .0. And who can tell me why I'm going to use .0? What does 0 stand for? What did I tell you guys about 0 when it comes to addresses in respect to this? If you can't remember I told you guys that every octet can contain how many addresses?
Yeah, you told us about
256. 256.
256.
255, sorry. 255. Every octet can contain 255 addresses. Remember, I had to do the drawing stuff for you guys. Let's look at, let me find an image, to use an image to go into the paint, edit, and and I think I gave you guys an came back with their assignment. But let's look at
Mm.
it now.
Nodes, Octave, and something like that.
Let me do this. Do this. Okay, so we'll have enough space. So I shared with you guys that X, get a pencil, increase the size, then let me use a brush and the size. Let me use 192.168.8.1. And I said that each octave can contain 255 addresses. 255. 255. And that is why we have address that is enough for almost everybody. In fact, when the populations of human beings and devices started growing, this operates on version IP version 4. IP version 4. When these whole numbers got exhausted, IP version 6 was brought into place. IP version 6 means there is going to be how many octaves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 octaves,
6 octaves.
which all of them having a maximum of 255 per octave.
Yes.
Okay, now inside this 255, I told you guys that there are two, 1 and 1, two that are not being assigned to any device. Mhm.
So I just explaining this in details. Like you told us category A, B, C, and D, and you gave us the calculation that each network that contains 255 is 8.
8.
Then, then the dots, the other one is 8. If
8.
it's
That's
255,
16.
255, then 16.00. Those are
20.
just the basics. This thing you gave us.
Mhm.
You are just giving us these details now.
Okay, so and I'm not expecting you guys to still stay where I left you guys.
Oh
create
no, sir.
create more time, guys. Create more time. So this address, each of the octaves, of course, 8 8 bits, 8 bits, which makes up to the
24.
total. No, the total should be 32. Is over 32. So the one that we determine whether,
Yeah, 32.
Sir,
yes.
we didn't hear you. You were breaking.
Okay, I said the total number of the bits is 32.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
8888 should be 32. Okay. Now,
Hmm.
Yeah, yes, sir.
when you look at the network mask, the network mask will show you actually which of the eights that are being occupied. For example, when we go
Yeah, you
to,
went off for a while again. No.
I'm still here.
Yeah,
You
no,
still
we could hear you.
for
I could hear you for a couple of seconds.
It
few
has gone off
seconds.
again. It has gone off again, right? It's
Yeah,
blinking.
yes, but you are back now. Yes, you
Okay,
went
so
off for the other time.
so when we go to IP config, you will see this is what will determine which slash, whether it's slash 16 or slash 24 or slash 32. This
So
here,
this one now is slash 24. One, two, three.
yes,
That should be slash 24.
yes, the net max will determine whether we are on a class A or class B or class C.
Class
Class
C,
A,
okay.
class A will be just 255.0.0.0.
55000, yes.
Class B will be 255.255.0.0.
0.0.
So now, since we have 255.255.255, it means we're in class C,
C.
CS
and that is why we have slash 24
20,
here.
24. Yeah.
Okay, right. So, um, quickly before we go out, I told you guys what I wanted to bring out is that I told you guys that the inside this each of the octave inside this 255, two of the addresses are reserved. They are not given out. Inside each one of them, two are reserved. Two are reserved. And that two is the first address. What is the first address in computer? Think very well. When you are counting, what is the first?
Counting as in what? In
When
what
you are
manner?
counting the numerics of computer, do you start with one?
No, I think it's zero. Zero one. Yeah, zero.
So this is number one. Did I lose you guys?
Some way, but keep going, sir. Maybe I will maybe we'll catch up.
When computer is counting, computer counts this as number one. It counts
Okay.
one,
Okay. So
two,
that's why it's nine. It's always the
exactly.
10. Yeah, okay, I understand. That's why nine is always the 10th.
Yes. So the first and the last is always reserved. Is not being assigned to any device. The
Okay.
first address and the last address. Let's say the last address is, of course, the last address should be 255. So the
Mm.
first, which is 0, and the last one,
Mm.
which is it 255 or 254? What will it be? 254.
254.
Yes, 254. 254.
So sorry, this 4 is it the 24 here?
No, from 25, 255 now.
No, from this 255, the first one is zero. Then the last one will be 25. Okay, I understand now.
Wait,
Yes.
sir, explain
254
again,
instead
please.
of
Explain again.
We are minusing 2 from 255.
Okay.
And the first one we are minusing is the first one that is starting, which is 0.
0. Huh?
The last one,
instead of minusing one. So you understand?
yes.
It will be zero
So
first.
the last one should be 255. But once, since we are counting with computer number, it is going to
Mm.
be 254.
Okay, like 1, 2. Okay, yeah, 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 yeah,
Zero,
yeah.
1, 2, 3 to the last one. So under
Yeah.
it,
Because
so
0 to 9 is 10.
yes,
0
Okay,
is 1, then 1 is
exactly,
2.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when you want to count 1, 2, 3 to 10, computer starts with 0 to 9 and tells you that that is 10. So the same thing
Okay.
happens here. So the first and the last is being reserved. These two addresses are not being assigned to any device. This
Okay.
So I
0
can only assign from 1 to 243.
253.
253 to 1 to
Exactly,
253.
exactly, exactly. And it is the same for all the addresses. So each of these addresses has two reserved. And I told you guys to find out why it was being reserved. And nobody came back with that classwork. So I'm going to tell you the first one. Still go back and find out the last one. What is it used for? The first one is broadcasting address. For broadcasting address, it means in that your estate, if I want to send a message and it will reach to all the buildings, I'll have to use the estate guy. What's it called? What do you call? Probably the estate messenger. I'll use him and send that message so that it will get to everybody. So this first one is always reserved for broadcasting. Any message you send with it, it will get to all the devices on that network. So in this our address, there is also some of the configurations inside the hardware are not done correctly. So it leaves the system, the hardware, porous for attacks too.
Or just like the one of the spider IC of the motherboard.
Mm-hmm. 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 Tell us about it. How did that happen?
According to what I read, they said the older version of the motherboard that they noticed the spider IC were too close to each other. So if one has an issue, like maybe some electric discharge that affects one, it can basically affect the remaining four.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So some people reaction to just do some kind of chain reaction to affect everything else.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's it. Okay, vulnerabilities can be exploited by a threat actor, such as an attacker, to cross privilege boundaries, that is, perform unauthorized actions within a computer system. Why does this sound break?
I don't know.
I
Sometimes
think that's been the network.
I doubt if it's a network because the classes we've had is not been breaking. Are you sure that the what's it called is not always on people's class?
who is
No,
that?
The
we
Monica
cast and
attack.
bind.
He is not there.
No, it shouldn't be there, Joe. Okay, so how is it done? To exploit a vulnerability, an attacker must have at least one applicable tool or technique that can connect to a system weakness. To lose a DVD or to lose a setup, you should have the tools. At least you should have screwdriver. You should have stuff that could be
Yes.
able to tools that will be able to connect to that system's weakness. You should be able to have tools that will be able to connect to that system's weakness. So in this frame, vulnerabilities are also known as attack surface. There are several types of vulnerability, but on this our practical, we'll be looking at web application vulnerabilities, on which we see that number one, for example, we could have SQL injection. The first one,
The new thing went off again, but
yeah,
I think
I
he
know.
did not say something.
Yes, I know. Whenever it stops, I think I'll pause for it to come back. So we have the SQL injection, we have cross-site scripting, broken authentication and session management, cross-site request forgery. For every skill you acquire, it gives you an additional cap on your CV or your resume, and it makes you stand out on or in the interview. I had an interview, not necessarily an interview, I had a interview test last night around 3 a.m. And some questions they were asking. In fact, this question you asked now about those icons, what does C stand for? What is it? I saw it on the exam, and it didn't come. How it came is they asked, how will this command? What is the right format for, let's say, for pinging a system? They said, what is the right format for pinging a system? And you will see, let's say, you see C ping 5192 dot blah 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 dot 168 dot this. Then the second one you will see ping 192 dot all the whole address, then see until they bring out the right one. Now trust me, if you have not practically used or practiced these commands, do you know that you will not get the answer?
Yeah, yes.
So that's the reason why you should always keep your hands busy. So immediately I saw it, I smiled. I chose that one. But some other questions there were way above my knowledge. They were high. What I did was I was also penning down some areas where I'm going to learn more. because there is always something to
So
learn.
there are questions that are above your knowledge.
Ah,
Then this thing is
ah, ah.
this thing is broad though.
My wife was asking me, I said, this kind of questions is my boss that is going to be able to pass this exam with flying colors. Me, I'll just try and get some few ones there. The exam, depending on what role, if I go and apply for a senior cybersecurity specialist or penetration analyst role, of course, the questions they're going to ask me is going to be questions that on that level. So if you're not on that
Yeah,
level, practically you flumble, you so fumble,
you don't even have any reason to be there.
and you don't have any reason to be on that level. So step by step, for every step you are in, ensure that you maximize and take leverage of every information that is obtainable there, while you keep your hands up and keep on doing some things. So where are we? So the penetration testing we're going to be carrying out is on SQL injection. The goal of this bootcamp is, if you're a total beginner, so that you come up from total beginner to, or if you're even a rookie that does not know anything, you will have the basic knowledge and also get some skills on your hands, so that at the end you are doing the big things in a small way. When you set up your lab, you do those little things. Like I told you, you can imagine someone on that level. There, one of his questions is something that we that are on beginner level, as we're learning this thing, is something we are practicing. So imagine if the person didn't attend the beginner class, you
Hmm.
wouldn't know all those things, because cybersecurity is practical. 80% practical. The remaining 20% is theory. So, okay, the first one is the one we are going to be practicing, which is SQL injection. And what is SQL? Structured query language, right? Who knows what an SQL is, or you've worked with it before?
I'm just even hearing
Oh,
it.
I've
Oh,
heard of it, but
okay.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, SQL is like a language used to um, talk to database. That's just a
Okay.
nutshell. So what I mean language is, it's made up of like get, find, delete, add, select. So you use all those words to form a database or to interact with a database. Normally
Okay.
a relational database. So you might just pen down and read up about uh, SQL and databases. SQL, read up about SQL and databases. I think I have one lesson that ChatGPT wrote out for me on this. If I find it, I'll be able to share it for you guys. It's more compact. But if I don't find it, use your hand and read up about SQL and databases, because it is on that base that you're going to be seeing some of the commands that we'll be using. The commands are not hard. You'll see that it's like addition and subtraction. When you say add this number to this, add this to this, or subtract this from this, so we'll be able to relate to it also, so far as you're smart.
That's 7 more minutes on
Yes,
this thing.
I'm saying it. Once it hits 3 minutes, we'll get a new link and continue. But we are not
Okay.
going to stay past 2 o'clock, so that I will take 30 minutes break before the guys coming in by 2:30 will take up their class. Okay, so SQL injection is a web security vulnerability that allows an attacker or a penetration tester to interfere with the queries that an application makes to its database. Let's take, for example, Valentine has a bank, and in your bank, what are the basic informations that you keep about people?
Their
Like
data, like
name,
their names,
address, and
address,
other
phone numbers.
personal information.
Exactly. probably their bank number, their bank address, their bank number, the amounts they have remaining, their
Yeah.
ATM
Mm.
database, all those, and you people's screen and my own screen. Yes, the recording is on. So um, all those details in your bank, as those details are coming in, you are putting them. It's going into a tabular sheet form, right? As though it's in Excel.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's like a log.
exactly. So you have Mr. A, this is his details, his name, his details, Mr. B. So you have a database. That is called a database in simple terms. Now, to interact with that database, SQL, structured query language, is used to speak to that database. If I want to fetch an information on row one, column this, or this, I will use this language called structured query language to fetch informations from there. If Mr. A comes to the bank and wants to check his account balance, he will input his username and his password. And once he sends it, the application gets that request and goes into the database and search whether this person has an account here. If he has an account, did they provide the right access? If he has provided the right access, then we'll show him the account balance. True, right? That's in a basic form how this thing works. So now this particular injection or this web security vulnerability allows an attacker to scramble or manipulate those queries, those informations, those search, those requests. They manipulate those requests so that they will go in into that database and claim as though they are legitimate owners, even claim as though they are admin and take over the system. And that is exactly the practical we are going to be doing. So it is already 3 minutes to the end of this particular link. Let's get to the group and collect the second link. Where is this one coming from? Yeah. It's always nice to follow suit. So to set up, we already have our Kali machine set up, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the next strange thing here is Bob Suite and Foxy Proxy. So Bob Suite is an application that intercepts the network or kind of hijacks the session in such a way that I'm going to explain it to you in a layman's term what it does simply. When I want to guess passwords on Valentine's bank, Valentine, we are using your bank, for
For
instance.
where? Okay, okay. For instance, okay.
Baba say for me.
Well,
For instance, the bank that we already instituted in the beginning that you have a database. So if I want to hack it in, I'm going to need a place where I'm going to test so many passwords. I wouldn't be doing it directly on your application because if I do it, I'm going to be
To
logged
log you
out.
out. Yeah.
Yes. Also, I'm going to flag so many errors, and everybody will
There's
know
so
that I'm
many.
here.
Yeah.
So, Bob Suite is a place where I do that testing, guessing, and how am I able to do it? When I, with the help of Foxy Proxy helps to hijack. When I press enter, the enter does not hit your database. It does not hit your application. It goes it freezes the time into the Bob suite for me. Now inside the Bob suite, I can perform 1 million guessing passwords inside there. Only the correct one will go into your banking software, and of course, it will log me in. So that's what this Bob suite and Foxy is for. So during the demonstration now, we are going to see how to get it to work.
sorry, sir. Are we downloading the Boxwood and Proxy and Foxy Proxy?
Let's find out.
Alpha Valentine, bring your accounts. More use your accounts, do practical.
Oh, Benny, drop your. You will get millions for there.
Bring your bank accounts. More use as do practical.
Okay. So when you go to your applications, when you come into your Kali and go to your menu, you will see when you go to all applications, scroll down. How many of you have taken time to even look at your Kali machine? There's so much inside Kali. So
It's yesterday
much.
night I downloaded this. So,
Okay.
so where did you go to see all this
Menu.
all these things?
Menu.
Menu. Okay.
It's up
Right.
here. Just
Then
click
all
on
those
menu.
things.
You will see
Okay.
it comes out like that. So I now go to all applications.
All application. Okay.
Then I now start coming down to see all the whole applications that are inside the Kali.
Right.
You see that Wireshark I told you guys that most times,
Yeah.
yeah, it works hand
But
in hand.
sorry. But I downloaded Wireshark too.
You downloaded it. It
Yes.
comes with Kali. Needness to
Yeah. Yeah.
download.
Yeah.
Needness to download extra.
Comes with carried. Okay.
So if you go back home again when you're working on yourself, you look at everything that is here.
Okay.
Nicto, see Nicto here, and I had to go and install Nicto on my second machine too.
CN map self is
CN
there.
map too. Okay, so CN net discover, netcat. So most of
Okay.
the things you're looking for to work with C Metasploit, most of them are provision. So today will be our concentration will be on Bob suite, which is here. So when we click on it, I've already shown you guys in a layman's term the illustration of how it works. So the Bob suite will start working. The second thing we need is Foxy Proxy. Foxy Proxy is an extension in web browser. So you go to your menu on your browser, you'll see the extension and the add-ons here. You click on your add-ons, it brings up the extensions. You can find extensions here. So you go and search for Foxy Proxy. I already have it installed here, but I'm just going to show you people how it is. You search for Foxy Proxy. You enter. It shows you where it is. Then you're expected to install it. It's going to come in as a plugin. Install it on your system, on your browser. Any one of them. You might click the first one.
All this is still taking place inside the Kali, right?
Yeah, this what's it called? Mozilla Firefox that is inside the Kali.
Inside the Kali. Okay, yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
even if you are using
Okay. It's
your
inside the
Windows.
carry.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm inside
yes.
the Kali. The
Okay.
Mozilla Firefox comes pre-installed inside Kali. So you don't have to go and start downloading Mozilla Firefox. It comes as one of the default applications in Kali. So let's take for example that when you search for the Foxy proxy, it brings you to this page, and you choose the first one or the second one, or but shall choose the first one. Why I'm going down to choose is so it comes out. It will tell you add to Firefox. So when you click add to Firefox, it's going to install, and when it's done installing, when you go to your this icon, this extension icon towards your top right, when you click on it, manage extension is going to bring you back to that same place. So you will see that you've already installed the Foxy proxy. When you right click it, you go to the preferences. There is a little setup you're going to need for it. So go to the preferences. You click on it, and it comes up. Once it comes up, navigate to proxy. Navigate to proxy and go to add new. I already added one, which is the one I'm using. So I'm going to go to add. You see, once you press add, you'll see a blank one here. So I'm going to show you what I did. The configuration I used on my first one is not much. I named it my name. Just anything you want to title it, you name it your title. Then the host name, ensure to use what's it called? The configurations that you're seeing on my system. This one is 127.0.0.1. Then the port number, you use 8080. and I think that's the only thing that is requested for the proxy. On the color, you could choose a color of your choice. You could choose white. Why the color is important is the color is important so that when you click it on, the color will show so that you know whether it has been enabled or disabled. You get me, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Yes, sir.
color, that's just what the color does to show you whether it has been enabled. It just flashes, it reflects. So once you're done with that, you save it, and that's how my own is as I saved it here. So we are done with Foxy Proxy. Let's now go back
One two
to
seven zero dot zero.
the Kali. The Bob suite that we clicked open, once it comes up, it's going to just take its time to load. If it says okay, just like I press okay now, by the time it's finished loading, it will come up with the dashboard. And from there, I will explain some of the dashboard also. Now, inside our command line, okay, you see the Bob switch is coming up. You just press next, next, start Bob's project. Let it be working at the background here. The application we are going to be hacking or doing our penetration testing in is called a juice shop. It's just like Jumia, but for Jews, like ordering juice. You understand? Yeah. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it's a shopping like a shopping mall where you go to order things. Was like, but what they sell is juice only, and it was built specifically for testing and practical purposes. You don't just go doing all these stuffs on people's websites so that they can what's it called uh, get you and sue you and you go to prison for crimes you did not commit. So
Shit, I
the
don't hear, Abby. You don't hear now.
Ah, why they tell me you say we know here?
Bob suit is up. You say it's out of date, no problem. You click OK. So let me explain the interface before we go back to getting the application up. Now, when the Bob suit comes up, this is basically the dashboard you're going to see first. You look around. The next one, the next interface on the menu, we have the target. This is a target interface. The next one is proxy. Now, this is the interface we are going to be using. Proxy, you see it has intercept on. So it has its own work too. We have the interface of intruder, we might not be working on these ones. Repeater, we might work on this one. Collaborator, sequence, decode. So you look around on the interface of the Bob suite. So let's minimize it. That's it on that one. Now, this application, this Juice Shop application, is not online. When we build it, when we run the command that is going to build it, it's going to be installed or set up in our local machine for the time frame that that command is running. Meaning, when you close your command, when you close the interface, it closes down. Whenever you come out and build it again, it comes up. And you can access it on a particular web port. For example, um, we are talking about port. When it's finished building, it will select a specific port where you can go and find it on the website in your local browser. And in this type, the juice shop is normally on port 3000. Now, this is something you're going to be doing more often as you are graduating, and when you come up here every day with your chat GPT, with everything I told you on how to relate with it, it's going to help you to keep your hands busy every day. By the time you solve up to 50% of the task that is on Bob Suite and Juice Shop, your head must be doing fire, 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 fire. 50% only will be so hot in the market. So, okay. Now, we need to download Juice Shop application. Just like we downloaded the Kali Linux application to run it, we need to download Juice Shop. It's around 183 megabytes. So we go to our browser and we'll key in download OWAPS. What's the spelling? OWAPS Juice JUIC Juice Shop. When you search for it on Google, I would advise you to go with this first option, which is from SourceForge. Go with the first option, which is from SourceForge. When you click on it, it opens up. So now all you have to do is download. If you can see, I hovered on it. I think it brought out some of the details. These are the details I wanted to show you guys. So download JuShop 17.20 is a zip folder, is a zip file. So when it comes into your download, you have to extract it. And the size is 183 megabytes. So once you click on it, it should download. By the time it's done downloading, you come to your folder on your Kali machine. See where I got the folder on the top menu. I clicked here. That's where the folder is. That's where you can open a folder. Are you guys seeing?
Yes, sir. Well, our own is kind of different from this your own.
It cannot be different.
No, I mean some of the displays are different. It's like the versions are different somehow.
Okay, the versions of the Kali.
Yes, sir.
Are you on your system right now?
Yeah, on my system, but I did not launch my Kali.
Okay, okay, it's all right. So, shall I find your
I
folder?
don't want to
Is
miss what you are doing.
okay. The folder option is normally up here. So once you open your folder, you you click on your download. That's where the thing you downloaded in that software. That's where it is. So look at it here. Like I said, it comes bundled as a zip folder. You have to extract it.
Yeah,
How do you extract? You right click just as though you are in your
yeah,
Windows.
click.
You click then extract here. Extract it here so that it will be easy for you to find it. Extract here, then it comes out as a normal folder. The contents will now be inside it. Now, double click and enter inside the folder. When you open the folder, you'll see everything inside it. What we actually need here is the address. The address where this folder is. And how do we get the address? When I click on this bar where it is, it's going to highlight this whole address. I need this whole address. So I click on it. As the address is being highlighted, I right click and copy. Do you get me where I am now?
Yes, sir.
Then I come back to my command line. What I want to do in the command line is I want to change the directory to match the directory of the folder where this juice shop is so that I can run the commands I want to run there and build the juice shop. So how do I change directory? CD space right click and paste this address that I copied. Are you guys seeing me?
Yes, sir.
Then I'll press enter. Can you see that the address has been changed? I am now inside the folder of, I'm now inside here. most times, I think if you want to know which folder you are in, I think ls can list out all the items that are inside the folder you are in. Let's check. Mhm. Then to show the recording is working. Okay. So that ls I did is just like list the folders, list the stuffs that are inside your the folder where you are in. This is route. Do we have route here? Can you see route?
Yes, sir.
You
There's
see
routes here on the folder, but yes, this route here, this route here.
logs. Let's look for logs. This is logs. This is
Yes, sir.
logs. So I'm practically inside this folder now. Code of conduct. Code of conduct.md. Sorry. This code of conduct. So I just wanted to let you guys know that when I changed the directory and entered into the folder, when I changed the directory and entered into the folder, I'm now able to run what I want to run. And what do I want to run? First of all, you have to apt get npm to install npm. So if I click on it, it's going to download and install npm. Once it's done installing, then I'm able to use npm to kickstart the machine. Once the npm is done installing, all I need to do is npm start, and it will start building the juice shop that we need to work with. So once you are done with your first installation, coming back to do your what's it called, your test practicals every day will be very easy. All you have to do is come to your command line, change your directory into the juice shop folder, then npm start, finish. So if I click this npm start now, it will start building the juice shop. Let me minimize this a bit so that you can see how the build is working. Ahead of the build, the juice shop is supposed to be on port 3000, which is http dot dot slash slash localhost dot 3000. Now, if I click on this now, I'm going to get an error. Who can tell me why I have an error?
Yes, because the listener has not been assigned to that port yet.
Good, because it has not finished building. It has not finished building the website. It's like what it's doing now is literally like setting up this website. So once it's finished building, it will tell you, hey guy, I'm done. I'm now currently listening. I'm listening to your activity. You can find me on port 3000. So that's what it will do. Okay. You guys can see this, right?
Yes, sir.
Port 3000 is available. Okay. So if I'm supposed to see I'm listening. It has not showed I'm listening. Let me try and log in and see. Let me reload the page and see whether it will come up. It has not yet come up, right? It's still giving error.
Yes, sir.
So for it to finish, you will see listening. Remember when we did port scanning, some ports were listening. They were waiting for connections to happen. So it has, yes, assigned port 3000, but once it's done with all the whole setup, it will tell you you can now go ahead on port 3000. So let's give it a few seconds or few 1 minute or so that it will wrap up the build. Now we have it. You guys can see it, right?
Yes, sir. Server listening on port 3000.
Yes, view. Also, you can increase the size of your command. Where is let me check cancel. Let me see view tabs. Can increase, should be on 8. Okay, zoom. You can zoom it up. The size is up right now. I think this is better. So now server listening on which port? Server listening on which port, guys?
3000, sir.
So when I click reload, and boom, we have application, our website, our juice shop running and ready. It's ready for attack. Mhm. So your task this week, I'm going to give you guys an extra one more class. Everything was supposed to end today, but uh, we are we're in Bonanza week. So your task this week is to get in. Make sure you get to this level. Once you get to this level, the next class we're going to have, we'll just go straight for the penetration attack one time.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Do that.
So
Please,
yes.
get this recording today, so
Sorry,
you can just try.
I didn't hear you.
I said, is it possible we can get this records like today? Like this is what we've done today. We can get it today so that we can actually try on our own by
Yes,
ourselves, not waiting for maybe 2 or 3 days
you can get
before
it
we get the
today.
records.
All you have to do is say, Mr. Brian, don't rest, don't eat, don't do anything. Just bring it on.
Don't eat here.
So we are telling you already now, don't rest, don't eat, please. Just give
So
us.
because right now I really need this thing to go back again from where you started like this now and
Okay,
start going into myself.
your blood is hot now, right? Your blood is hot right now,
No,
now.
not as if
So
it's hot. I want this to stick to my head.
Okay,
I don't want
okay, okay. So you'll get it
because
today.
I
What?
understand what he's saying, because if I go now without trying this thing like now,
I
I might
swear.
just lose everything from the
Yes,
beginning, and it
yes.
will be difficult to go back again.
It's all right. I'll promise you guys you'll get it before night.
Oh,
Okay, sir.
thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, guys, have a nice time. Also, if you have friends who are interested in the program, you've already tested it, you draw them in and let them know
I have
that.
like two
Oh
friends that
yeah,
want
that
to,
that
but
that's going on like this. Some are just waiting for me to see
yeah,
what I've come up with. I'm telling you,
my
they're
own
just
is like
waiting for me.
one of them is one said he wants to, then the other one said he wants to go, but he's scared because of
Uh-huh.
all these calculation and this and that, and
Oh,
so I told
ah,
you you should not be scared.
yes. Now, how many
No,
calculations
the
have
thing
we
is,
done since
even
we started?
this, I have a friend that wants to do this thing too,
Okay.
but he's heavily relying on me that once I get to a point that
Mm-hmm.
okay, even me can be putting him through, then he can
Yes.
register and do his own. That once he finish with you, he can still come back to me. That I can still do something for him.
It's all right. So let them know that once you're in the community, you have access to the instructor any day, any time. So far as he's not eating and so far as he's not sleeping, he will always
It's not
respond.
sleeping.
Yeah, he will
Okay,
always
sir.
respond. And the community stays as long as we can stay. It's just there. It's there for us. And we can use it. So, guys, thank you very much. Let me rest so I can get you guys your video out. Have a nice weekend.
Okay,
All
sir.
right,
You
thank
too,
you,
sir.
sir.
Okay, bye.
Work done plenty. We go do over.
Yeah, now waiting make me I want the video like this. I no dolly so that this evening like this I will just go with it one.
But yeah, now anything with this up, make I know. Even though if na me video call, make we dey
Mm.
run am abeg.
I will tell you, yeah.
Oh yeah, now make everybody rest first till the this thing ready.